My name is Danny Burke, welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10 and welcome to the Top 10 Discontinued Candy We All Miss Part 3. Yes, we're getting to the point now where we've already covered a lot of the really famous ones and now we've got some weird and wonderful candy from the past that you might never have even heard of. So let's see what it's all about as we jump into our number 10, which is Mars Delight. Now this was released in 2004 as the light version to the normal Mars bar. It was kind of like the Diet Coke, I guess, of the chocolate bar world, although much like Diet Coke, I'm sure Mars Delight wasn't exactly good for you. They were lighter, fluffier and quite popular among Mars bar fans until they were discontinued in 2008 due to just general poor sales. We're staying with chocolate though now as we move on to our number 9 and we have KitKat Senses. Now these were no ordinary Kit Kats. It was made up of a light crispy wafer separated into different break-off pieces, each containing a creamy hazelnut filling. It was, of course, in direct competition with Kinder Bueno. It was Kit Kat's answer to that. They wanted to get into the market of people eating chocolate bars one piece every hour with their eyes closed in the bath. That's actually a thing. Nobody eats chocolate like that except in TV adverts. Moving on to number 8 now, we have Chew Bops. These were released in 1980 and were one of the most original candies I think I've ever seen. The packaging was a mini album cover and the record inside it was the actual bubblegum. The album covers were of real artists such as the Beatles, Rush, Elvis, the Rolling Stones or ABBA. The back even had the printed out lyrics to one of the songs from the album. Why isn't candy these days this cool? I would be chewing on this stuff all day, every day if it was still around. Yes, I am easily attracted to gimmicks. Sue me. Coming in at number 7 now, we have Garbage Candy. This one used to be huge and was just everywhere back in its heyday. The packaging was a small plastic garbage can where you would pop the lid off to reveal the garbage shaped candy pieces inside. The fruity pieces came in bottle shapes, tennis shoe shapes, soda can shapes and fish bones shapes. Why is it always fish bones in garbage cans? In every cartoon there always seems to be a fish bone in a garbage can. In real life I have never seen an entire fish skeleton in a real life garbage can. Anyway, the official garbage candies have unfortunately been discontinued, but you can still find imitations online to order. I can't promise you though that they will have fishbone shapes inside. Moving on to number 6 now, we have the Cuban Lunch Bar. Now this was a Canadian favourite back in the 70s and 80s. It was a thick slab of dark chocolate with peanuts and a dash of coconut flavour. They were manufactured in Winnipeg, Manitoba for many years but were eventually shut down because they contained preservatives that went against new Canadian laws. Now I tried to find exactly when these were discontinued. I'm not really too sure, but it might have been sometime around 2000 because this poster for them is boasting about new millennium packaging. Yeah, that's right kids, there once was a time when calling anything millennium helped it sell better. Alright, coming out number 5 now, we have Mr. Melons, an 80s classic. Big green jelly beans that tasted just like watermelon and they only cost 25 cents for an entire box. Who can argue with that? They were first released in 1985 and I think the reason they did so well was because they offered just one single flavour of jelly bean. You know what it's like, normally you'll get a pack of jelly beans that come in a bunch of different flavours, some of which you like and some of which, you don't really like too much. Mr. Melons didn't mess around with all of that. You want a watermelon flavoured jelly bean? Cool, $1 for 4 boxes. It's mental. Next up at number 4 now, we have the Chicken Dinner Bar. This one is absolutely fascinating to me. This did not contain any chicken. It was released in 1923 at first, just before the Great Depression hit America. It was a chocolate bar that stood out because of its weird name and the fact that it reminded people of something a lot of people were struggling to get back then, dinner on the table. Now it shouldn't have worked at all. It's a weird name, but it totally did. Chicken Dinner Bar took off and was sold across the US for decades. They even had a chicken dinner bar car. What a mouthful. It was finally discontinued in 1962 and Time magazine put it as the 6th most influential candy bar of all time. Coming in at number 3 now, we have Skittles Ice Cream. In 2006, Skittles released their ice cream flavoured Skittles. Now normally, you expect Skittles to taste kind of fruity, right? Well, these had to taste like ice cream, so they came in flavors like chocolate, vanilla, orange vanilla swirl, and strawberry, and even caramel ripple. Yes, at one point, caramel ripple Skittles were an actual thing. Welcome to the 21st century. Now, in many ways, these Skittles were ahead of their time. I think even Skittles knew that because they only released them as a limited edition for that year. But if they weren't around today. I'm not even sure if I'd eat them personally. Would you guys try them? Alright, moving on to number 2 now, we have Tart and Tinies. These were small fruit flavored pieces of candy produced by Nestle under the Wonka brand. They came in 5 distinct flavors: grape, lemon, orange, cherry and lime. They were kind of chalky in texture and crunched in your mouth. For years in the 80s, they were Wonka's prize flavored candy pieces. They even brought out candy coated ones and chewy ones as a sort of spin-off to the main series. Due to overwhelming demand, Tart and Tinies are now available online to buy in bulk, so if you do want to try this blast from the past, you're going to need to buy a massive box. Just for you, for you. Alright, finally now at number 1 we have Astro Pops. These lollipops were meant to look like a space rocket. Now, you guys might laugh and say, well, clearly the people who made this have never seen a space rocket, but they were actual rocket scientists. Like, for real. They were working on a space program in California in the early 60s and decided to quit their jobs to create Astro Pops. The 3 different flavors represented the 3 different stages of an actual rocket launch. They were being sold all the way up until 2004, but I have heard rumors that the trademark for them has been purchased by a retro candy company, so there is a chance they might be released again one day. Nice. Wow, that video absolutely flew by. Time flies when you're reminiscing about old candy that you never even ate. Always does. Shall we do a part 4 to this? I guess as long as they keep discontinuing candy, we can keep doing these videos. I'm Danny Burke. Take care guys, and I will see you all in the next video.